O Show. This is the Big 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 O Show. This
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Miles an hour. That's a Category 4 hurricane. 3 deaths are reported in Florida after more than 24 were killed in the Caribbean. This.
I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield home security system guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
There's just one place to get our biggest discount on a 2024 Acura. Take up to $10,000 off. $10,000 off at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 Acura dealer in the USA.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646. The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
I tell you what, show me the money! Hey, we just want to say, on behalf of the Miami Dolphins organization, thank you guys for taking your Sunday out to come with us. We're going to need you guys to hype us up. It's hot out here. And keep the tears going. Let's go!
When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Alrighty. Welcome aboard. I know there's 6 minutes left on the show, but in the game, but we told you we'd be on at 10. You know what's going on right now. It's just hope the guys that are in there don't get hurt. You know what I'm saying? Because that's kind of what you want. So let me pull it up. Make sure, by the way, I need to know that audio-wise, we are kosher. Are we good? I need to know. Let me pull up the chat board here to make sure. I know we got Instagram going. There we go. The folks on Instagram, I got your chat board up. We're good. All right. I like it. All right. Oh, man, that was, if this was one of those nights that you wanted to see, right? I mean, that's basically what you wanted to see. The first team offense look good. Dude, they look fantastic. The one thing that I didn't like is on short yardage situations, not enough push. But let me quickly explain something there overall. Before we get to, obviously, the incredible pass. But one of the things that's going on, and by the way, this is why they also had an even better night than you imagine. Okay? Offensive line did a good job. They gave Tua time. They opened up some holes for some of the runs, but they struggled a little bit on the short yardage stuff, right? Now, remember this. Your left tackle wasn't playing. It was your backup left tackle. Your left guard is not playing. Your backup left guard is playing. Your starting center is not playing. Your backup center is playing. Your starting right guard is not starting. He's playing center. So you got to understand that there's 4 positions out of place or missing. One of the two. Okay, I can bring did a solid job. The snapping was terrific. Everything was fine. But, and they gave him time. He was not bothered. Even he had a little nifty, Tua had a little nifty pass when he was pressured. And then obviously to hit Craycraft, that bomb, that that he dropped in. What it was like a 30-yarder or whatever the hell it was. What was that touchdown that he threw? But it was, I mean, it was a dime of all dimes, right? That's the beauty of it, and that's what you wanted to see. No Tyreek, no Waddle, no OBJ. So you didn't have your top three. By the way, OBJ and the boys actually ran routes for everybody in pregame. So people got to see OBJ out there and kind of, it's what I told you. Everybody's just talking shit. And see, the problem, we have to decipher, okay? The good thing is that I get to play both sides. I'm actually a fan of all the local teams, but I'm actually a member of the media. So I get access to everything, and I see everything, from both sides. And I feel terrible for you guys because you have to, in any walk of life, you have to decipher the person you're reading or talking to. Are they just feeding you bullshit? Are they just trying to stir it up? You know what I mean? All that kind of stuff. And so, and you have too many people that are looking for, this guy, this guy's worried about the Dolphins, or this guy questions this guy, or he questions that guy. And then they want to aggregate that and use it to like get to you. You know what I mean? And so I kind of stay away from all that kind of shit. I try to tell you what I see. Today I saw the line did a good job, except in the short yardage situations where I didn't think they got, the push they needed sometimes. But again, we didn't see enough of it, and we've got 4 out of the 5 guys either out or out of place. So, I got to also take a step back and say, overall, damn, man, pretty good performance. It wasn't like that. None of the quarterbacks were, oh my God, they're getting pressured. None of them. They all had time to make throws. If the throw was incomplete, it was either because it was underthrown, overthrown, or the receiver dropped it or something like that. But it really wasn't. The line cannot be blamed for anything tonight on pressure on the quarterbacks. All the quarterbacks had time. So all the linemen, I felt bad for Sean Harlow. Sean Harlow is a guy that, you wanted to sneak him on the practice squad because he's a pro. He's not a great lineman or anything like that, but he's like solid and can be like a serviceable backup for you. And like knows and he's adjusted well to this offense. Actually, I hope he's not too injured, because that's a guy they could have stashed on the practice squad. And God forbid you have a whole bunch of injuries and then you have to get to a Sean Harlow or some shit like that. But at least he knows the system. You know what I mean? He actually has not had a bad camp. He's actually been half decent in camp. So I kind of felt bad for the guy. Not that he was going to make it, but, give people credit when they're actually doing, something, good. Anyway, Tua was 5 of 5 for 51 yards and that beautiful touchdown to Craycraft. And that was just a thing of beauty that that's one of those where, if you're the receiver, you drop that, it's like you won't sleep for the rest of the night, because it's not like Craycraft is not going to make the team or anything like that. That's stupid. But my point is that, you're going to sit there in the bed tossing and turning the entire night going like, what the hell, dude? And by the way, it was a 13-yard touchdown. Okay. So I guess because Tua was maybe 7 yards back. So and the 10 yards of the end zone. So yeah, you know what? It kind of is a 30-yarder actually, because it was in the back corner of the end zone, and that's 10 yards. So, and where he's standing. So yeah, it's about a 30-yard play, overall, but 13 on the board. But it was beautiful. And it's exactly what you wanted to see. They were able to run, they were able to pass. They gave their quarterback time, and how about Jonnu Smith? Have I not been telling you that the tight end's going to be featured, not used? It hasn't been used for 2 years now under Mike McDaniel. He has refused to use the tight end. They're not just going to use the tight end. They're going to feature the tight end, because they've got 2 guys. Jonnu Smith's going to do his shit, and Julian Hill is a good player. Okay, so that is really, really good. Steven, we don't know it. They're not going to tell us anything. You know how it is with injuries, and they don't have to in the preseason. They don't have to say shit, so they can be very vague on it. They don't have to tell you how long he's out or anything, but we will find out if it's serious. If he's out for an extended period of time, then Steven, we might, unfortunately get that bad news, which I hope that's, not the case. But the backs have all looked good, man. Jalen Wright last week, Mostert, Achane, you got backs. I keep telling you, this is a great front office. Okay. This is a fantastic front office. We have one of the 3 best front offices in all of the NFL. Okay. So, it's just something that I think we need to kind of turn the corner on and appreciate it. These guys are going to find stuff all over the place. By the way, again, we are working hard for you guys on a Saturday night. Remember, you can visit our merchandise shop and support our show. Shirts, hats, the Truth on Dolphin football shirts, 305 shirts. Bring the old logo back. We've got Bitcoin hats. We got regular Big O Show logo hats, all kinds of stuff. So, of course, another way that you can support the hell out of our show. By the way, we will hit the road. We will be in Niagara for the Buffalo game at the River Pub. Okay? It's going to be a lot of fun there at the River Pub. We're going to do our pre and post game show. We're going to 4 road trips. We're going to Buffalo, we're going to Indianapolis, we're going to Seattle, and we're going to Los Angeles. So Seattle is the first trip, and we'll give you the information where we're going to be. But in Buffalo, if you live in Rochester, Buffalo, over in Niagara, whatever, it's 40 minutes from the stadium. We're going to be there doing our pre and post game show at the River Pub. Really nice place. So join us out there, man. Good stuff at the River Pub. There you go. They got a whole section that's all Dolphins and all that good stuff. So we're going to have some fun with all of that. And in Indianapolis, we are going to be at Tavern on South. It's a block away from the stadium. We're going to be there for our pre and post game show. And that day, by the way, 305 Sports Babe is also holding her event there, and she's got this big old spread pregame, liquor and food and all that kind of stuff, so you can join us, load up, and go to the game. We can all walk over to the game together and all that stuff. That'll be really cool. Maybe what we'll do is we'll end a half hour before, and that way we can all walk over to the game. If you want to go earlier, then you go earlier. But anyway, we'll be there having some fun. And you could join us at Tavern on South. We've also got the event for Los Angeles. And we're going to do an event on Saturday, a broadcast on Saturday night. We're going to be at a place in God, I'm forgetting the place now. I have it somewhere. But then, obviously, we'll have our pre- and post-game show for that Monday night against the Rams. So all of that stuff, man. We're going to have some fun. We're going to hit the road this year. I figured we get a chance to hit the road, blessed with our sponsors. Remember, and by the way, remember, you can also support our show by making a donation, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation, which we always love that. That's like, that's like forever love, because it's a perpetual donation when you give a Bitcoin donation. So thank you all out there. Thank you to the folks. Let me see on Instagram. I see Dominican, Frommy, Capone, Mr. Gott, Brocky Balboa, O Cabrera, David Curtis. Thank you, all of you out there. Thank you. Appreciate you all out there, however it is that you're chiming in on the show. I see there on the live chat. Thank you. And, of course, you can always send in a super chat. That's another way to support the show. Let me see. I think we should be close to a final. We're still a couple minutes left. There was a 2-minute warning. Where are we at here? 49 seconds left. So let me give you the overall stats, and I'll get into some of the commentary on some of the stuff that I did see in the game. Some good news, some bad news, some frustrating news. There's all kinds of stuff. Tua was 5 of 5 for 51 and the beautiful touchdown. Skyler 8 of 15 and 61. Mike White 11 of 20 for 116 yards. Let's talk about that. Let's define for you the backup quarterback position and the way I see it. Okay, doesn't mean it's right, doesn't mean it's wrong, but you guys can go with my track record and just figure it out. Okay, so here's the way I see it, and I always trip out with the discussions on it. And if you're a coach, here's how you're probably looking at these two guys. Okay, I'm going to break it down pretty simple to kind of understand if you're a coach and how the pecking order should be, that Mike White is clearly your number 2 and Skyler's your 3. Okay, Skyler clearly has the better arm. He is the better athlete. Okay, he has the more upside. Are we done? Are we good? Okay, great. Now, neither guy is starter material. Neither guy. But Mike White has a quality that Skylar Thompson cannot have, and that is short consistency. See, Skylar Thompson, it's going to be rare for him to put together an entire drive where he doesn't make a mistake and doesn't underthrow somebody or whatever, something like that. He threw one of Braylon Sanders that was in traffic, that there was really no way to play it. He had, Smythe wide open, and he overthrew him. But then again, there were a couple of plays where he made a beautiful throw, and which was the one that Skyler, I made the note here, that Skyler threw and somebody dropped it. He threw a beautiful pass, and I have to give him credit on that. There were a couple that he had. One, there was an interference by a defender that they didn't call, and it would have helped out, which was a Braylon Sanders play, who is not going to make this team. And then the other throw that he made, and I'm trying to find which freaking one it was, but he made a really nice throw, and it also was dropped. And I felt bad for him in that sense, because I got to give him credit on that one where he actually, made a play and he wasn't rewarded with the catch. But Skyler's problem is going to be, he's not going to be able to string consistency together. It's going to be up and down because he just doesn't have his arm in tune for touch. So Mike White doesn't have a gun. Mike White has a solid arm, enough to make throws in the NFL, but Mike White can do something for you that this guy can't. Mike White can put together a drive or two and be consistent. He can't be consistent for games. You'll die. Mike White will have some games or some plays where he'll be really positive, and then he'll get into some funks where he's going to throw interceptions. So he's never going to be your answer as a starter. Don't get me wrong here, okay? But he'll have more consistent stretches that you can trust him to make the throws that he has to make better than Skylar Thompson. Whereas Skylar Thompson, because of his athletic ability, sometimes will dangerously rely on that athletic ability, whereas Mike White will rely on accuracy, on touch, on intelligence, those kind of things, because he just doesn't have a wicked arm. So it's not in his game. But because of that, it allows him to play off speed football, where Skyler struggles with off-speed football. You understand what I'm saying? So if I'm a coach, I'm going to say, okay, I can get just more consistent stretches out of Mike White. He's never going to be my answer as a number one, but I can work with him with more consistent stretches, whereas Skylar Thompson is a Jack in the Box. And you just don't know when the Jack in the Box is going to pop out. And so that's where Skyler falls behind. It's not the talent. It's not the potential. It's none of that kind of stuff. It's a passer. And Mike White is a slightly better passer than Skylar Thompson. That's your definition. That's your breakdown. And that's why Mike White will be the number 2 on this team. And Skylar Thompson will either get cut sometime during the season or will get cut at the end of the season because he failed. He has now been given 3 years, and he was given 3 years to become at least a number 2. If you're going to stay being a number 3, then we move on and go find another young guy that you can work as a number 3 because you're the same project that this guy is. And by the way, he's an older project too, on top of all of that, Skylar Thompson. So there's really little to no upside left for Skylar Thompson if you're the Miami Dolphins. He has not moved up enough that you can trust him as your number 2. And Mike White is barely trustable enough to be a number 2. Barely. Okay. So I'm giving him the green light over Skylar almost by default because he can give me just a little bit more consistency. That's it. That's pretty simple. That's what it is. White is like Jay Fiedler. No, Jay Fiedler's a better athlete than White. Oh my God, it's not even close. No. I would take Jay Fiedler over Mike White, by the way. Oh yeah. Yeah, Jay had some athleticism. I think you're not giving Jay Fiedler. You're not giving Jay Fiedler enough credit, bro. Okay? All right. Don't diss my man, Jay. I know he's not a franchise quarterback. I get all that. I'll take Jay Fiedler over Mike White, bro. The toughness factor that he brought to the table, the athleticism he brought to the table. I don't think you remember the Raiders game, the Houston game, right? It was. There were a couple games where he helped with his legs too. No way, bro. No, I'm not. Passing wise, kind of the same guys. I'll give you that. But I'm going to take Jay on the leadership, on the toughness, and the legs. I'm going to give Jay Fiedler that. And, I get it. If you had a quarterback for those Jason Taylor teams, you might have gone deep into the playoffs. I get it. And Jay was not that guy. Jay was a serviceable quarterback at best. I understand all that, but I'll take Jay over Mike White. I really will. I have a soft spot in my heart for Jay because I covered him and I saw some tough shit that guy went through, man. Like injuries he played through and stuff. And he was a tough hombre. A lot of respect for his toughness, man. That's one guy that I could never say he never let up for one moment. He played all out all the time. Played with a lot of heart. I got respect for Jay Fiedler. You know what I'm saying? I know what he is. He's not even close to Don Strock. Okay? As I've said for many, 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 many years until Tua, okay? Don Shula's backups were better than all the starters post Marino. I know some of you aren't old enough to you can't have that conversation. But everybody that's old with me will take Earl Morrall as a backup and a starter over everybody that's been here in between Marino and Tua, and we'll take Don Strock in between everybody from Marino to Tua. Okay? Seriously. That's not even up for discussion. Okay? That's not even up for discussion. Earl Morrall came off the bench and maintained the undefeated season. Who's going to do that? We don't have anybody like that between Marino and Tua. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, and Don Strock, I felt bad that Don Struck, by the time he got to Cleveland and got the shot to start, he was too old at that point. Way too old at that point. You know, he was a couple of years past his prime. It was like a shame, you know, but Don Struck almost was a half decent starter in this league in his prime. You know, we were like super spoiled in our day. That's how good the quarterbacks are from the backup quarterbacks of the Dolphins. We're better than the quarterbacks we've had here for like a 20-year stretch. That's some sick shit. That's impressive stuff too, by the old man. Nobody will ever be Shula, dude. Nobody will ever be Shula. The guy's just at another level. Kellen Mond, no, Nick. Kellen Mond couldn't hit the side of the ocean. The ocean. Like you're standing there at the beach and yo, Mond, hit that. What's that? The ocean. That's how bad. It'll probably go backwards. Yeah, no, Kellen Mond does. Massive arm, terrific athlete, has zero freaking clue where the ball is going. Kellen Mond, that was his entire problem, my brother. But anyway, that's what's going on with your backup quarterback, and don't expect to get anything better. There's really not much out there, you know, unfortunately. So they will draft another kid next year. I can guarantee you that at some point in the 5th, 6th, 7th round, undrafted, they're going to experiment with somebody, and Skyler is gone. I can guarantee you that already. Jamie Zorria, number 1 out in San Jose. Oscar Rojas is in. Don't forget, please smash the hell. Only 67 likes, and there's over 200 people watching. Please smash it, smash it, smash it, okay? That's another way you can support us. If you can't make a donation, if you can't visit our amazing sponsors, if you can't visit our merchandise store, please hit the like button. You realize you guys can jack us to 200 likes like this right now. So please hit the like button. I don't know why it's such a hard thing to hit the like button. Whenever I'm on YouTube and I watch somebody I like, the first thing I do when I go on it, I hit the like button to support them. You know what I mean? That's what I do. The story of Cam Smith. We're gonna tie this to two things. You know, and one of the things I wanted to do this show tonight, because by the time I'm on Monday, it's after the practice, the training camp practice, and so that's a whole other thing. I didn't want to wait that long. I want to get some stuff out and things that people aren't thinking about and where we're going and all that kind of stuff. So you guys can, you know, be the smart Dolphin fans when you're talking with your friends. So Cam Smith, super frustrating because he gives up the early play, right? And then he comes back with some toughness, some great tackles. He makes that play downfield, beautiful ball skills. What Igbenogany does not have, ball skills, that kid has ball skills. And then he got injured. And that's his bugaboo. His bugaboo isn't that he's lazy. His bugaboo isn't that he can't play. He can play, dude. Every time he stays healthy for that moment, he'll make some stuff that you'll go, okay, this guy's some skills. He ran that route with that guy downfield, found the ball, made a beautiful deflection. Then at the beginning of the game, he gets burned, and then he comes back physical and tackles. So he's showing me physicality. He's showing me ball skills. He just can't stay healthy right now. And I don't know what it is, because what was it? It was the right hammy. It looked like that he was grabbing. That's the note I made. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not a doctor. I didn't sleep at a Holiday Inn last night. So, you know, I'm just going to go by what I think. But this is an interesting thing, because it's going to lead me to something just absolutely beautiful, because it'll allow you to pump the brakes a little bit on this. So remember, we got Kohu playing well. Duck. Storm Duck looks good, dude. Storm Duck plays on special teams. Storm Duck plays on corner, and he looks the part also. Ball skills also. Physicality. He'll hit you playing on special teams. So you got some other corners that are, playing well, right? Saron Neal made a play deep, right? I love what I know Elijah Campbell picked up the penalty, but I love his physicality. Marcus May made some plays. You know what you got with Holland. You know what you got with Poyer. Easy with Cam Smith. Okay? Easy. We want him to develop. And he has it. He has it. He has got to figure out his body. Okay? Now, are you ready? Are you ready for this emotional roller coaster ride that we take as Dolphin fans? So you can, I feel bad about Cam, but let me feel a little bit better about it. Eric Ezukama. There's a guy that, what's his problem? What's his bugaboo? Is it that he can't make plays? No. What is it? He can't stay healthy. But if you figure out his body and if he can figure it out, look what he did today. He opened your eyes back up again. He said, okay, hey, coach, look at me. I can add something. That one play that he lost yards on, and then he came back to make him. You can't teach that shit. So we have to be patient with Cam Smith. Okay? It's frustrating. Do you think it's not more frustrating for Cam Smith? And we just had the last couple of days, idiot media members, idiot fans going after Odell Beckham for no reason. And if you listen to this show, I would tell you he's fine. And today he ran routes for everybody out there. So, and they got to sensationalize this. Let's not sensationalize Cam Smith. The kid can play. He's got to figure out his body. The good thing is there's a Kader Kohu. The good thing is there's a Storm Duck. The good thing is there's a Saron Neal behind those two guys. So let's take it easy. Maybe he does need a pup list. Maybe we buy him a couple more weeks. Buy him some time to figure out his body. But look at Ezukama now. Now we got to rethink the whole receiver, the back end, that last receiver. Ezukama adds something that you can't teach and size that no one else has. But can he stay healthy? Because he can make plays, And so sometimes we have, and these are young players, they have to figure out their bodies. They just got to the strongest, toughest, most enduring league that exists in football. It asks of you what no other league is going to ask you to do. So you've got to make a hell of an adjustment. And sometimes these young players, it takes them a little bit to figure shit out. But once they figure out their bodies, once they figure out the speed of the game, once they figure out the defenses, the schemes, the offensive, the defensive coordinators, all that kind of stuff, the mental, the physical part, it all takes over. And then they become the player that they can be. And I'm seeing Cam Smith, a guy that can be that guy. I'm seeing Eric Ezukama as a guy that can be that guy, but we're watching the same kind of issues. So we've got to be patient because they both have the ability. And then now, let me give you something else that people aren't going to think about right now. Okay? You needed to find out if Eric Ezukama can come back from the injury and play, right? Well, now you're finding out that he's coming back and he's playing, he's making some plays, and he had kind of an up and down week this week. Okay? He had ups and downs, he had drops and stuff. He made mistakes this week and he made a couple plays, but tonight he had a fantastic night, right? Overall. Guess what you also did right now? You screwed up. But you had to do it. You have to find out if he can stay healthy, if he can play, if he's worth keeping a roster spot. Now you can't cut him. Now you can't cut him. Because he's not going to clear waivers to get him on the practice squad. And next week, if Ezukama plays again and does anything like that and puts that more on tape, that's it. He gone. So if you let him go, somebody's going to pick him up. That's what he did today. Today, he put tape out there to 31 other teams. Look at me, look at me, look at me. Not just look at me, Coach McDaniel. Look at me, everyone around the league. I'm a guy that's had bad luck so far. I haven't even had my opportunity yet to shine. Can you give me a chance somewhere? That's what happened today with Eric Ezukanma. He just locked in a position somewhere in the NFL. Or Miami deals him right before the 53 somewhere else, or somebody gives you a late round pick or some shit like that. That's about it. That's the outside thing of it. But if I had to look, and you know what I'll do? I'll bring up the depth chart for the Dolphins right here, and we'll break down what they're going to do with their receivers, 5 or 6, right? Because it all depends on what you do and what you bring to the table on the back end. Craycraft is in because he brings it. So you've got Waddle, Odell, and Tyreek, automatic, and Craycraft. That's 4. Okay. Now, let's say you go Malik Washington, see how much he's returning, and Eric Ezukanma is your 6th receiver. Braxton Berrios does not make this team anymore. So Eric Ezukanma could have cut Braxton Berrios today. Braxton Berrios is not the main returner. They're giving Malik Washington every opportunity. He had another drop today, which, I think, again, he'll be all right. I believe he'll be all right, but he's had too many drops. But I like him. I like him a lot. Okay? But he's, again, young player. We have to be patient. Okay? This kid's really tough. So I think he's going to come through. But I'm telling you, Braylon Sanders is gone. Anthony Schwartz is gone. Willie Snead is gone. Nice job by Jaquan Burton. Might have earned himself a spot on the practice squad because he showed you a little versatility. He's been working as a wide receiver. Then he went and filled in as a pinch as a running back. That's something that you want to stash on your practice squad, not on your roster. So right now, there are 5 guys locked in: Waddle, Beckham, Hill, Craycraft, and Malik Washington. Those are 5 locked in. Okay? Eric Ezukanma is the 6th, and Braxton Berrios is now cut from the Miami Dolphins. Because you're either going to keep the guy that brings something different to the table. You cannot keep Braxton Berrios if River Craycraft and Malik Washington do the same thing. So what you do is you put an Anthony Schwartz on your practice squad to run those routes, because you probably won't be able to stash Braxton Berrios in your practice squad, but you'll be able to, stash an Anthony Schwartz who can probably play that position. And you can stash him on the practice squad, God forbid, if you have to go all the way down to that. Remember, here's the other thing that's going to happen, that besides Malik Washington and River Craycraft playing inside the slot for you at times, and Craycraft can play outside too, as you saw it on the touchdown. He can play all over the place. Here's another thing you got to think of. Are you ready? Odell Beckham does not play inside. Odell Beckham will fill in for Tyreek or Waddle on the outsides. But Tyreek and Waddle can play inside. So when you want to play all 3, Odell will be one of the outside guys. And it'll be Tyreek or Waddle that'll play inside, because they have the skill set, especially Waddle. Shit, he played it all his first year so much inside, as you all know. So if you do that at times, then Craycraft and Malik aren't playing in the slot at the moment, because you've got the other 3 and Jonnu Smith, and you've got Hill, you've got the other tight end. So there's a lot of people working the middle of the field, and now you're also going to throw to running backs. So you don't really need to go deep. So Braxton Berrios, right now, the way I see it, is not making this football team. Eric Ezukama, with health for another week and impact, will lock in the 6th wide receiver spot because he brings something completely different than everybody else. You can use him in the run game and you can use him in the pass game. And he's faster than Braxton Berrios. Okay? So, that's kind of really what's kind of going on. So I gave you a breakdown for the backup quarterback, what's going on, and here what's going on with the wide receivers and your frustrations with Cam Smith. I want you to now think Eric Ezukama and then say, okay, man, I got to be a little bit more patient because Cam, man, did Noah Igbenogany ever make a play downfield like that? That shit, look, that was an all-pro play. That you either have it or you don't. He has it, folks. We got to pump the brakes. We must be patient, okay? Some of these young, he's not out there screwing around. He's not getting in trouble. He's not lazy, okay? He's working his ass off, and he's trying. And I respect that, and I'm going to keep respecting that, okay? So I like, I just love what I saw today. I love so much what I saw today. Remember, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. You can send in your questions or comments there, and you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation and send in an insult, a compliment, a question, whatever. We appreciate it either way. Thank you all. I didn't get any. I guess my man Hateful Steve was happy with Tua today because he didn't send anything in to complain. Ray Martinez, thank you for the love, sir, on Venmo as always. Sending in, strong on the Ethereum. Love it. Love it. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. And he puts fins up. Happy Saturday. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you as always. God's Child. Thank you, sir, for the super chat. Our youngsters have so much potential. Also, do we have the best running back room in the league? I believe so. We got a terrific running back room. We just got to get the line to that point. But again, remember, let's be intelligent. 4 of the 5 positions are either not there or out of place. Okay? Eichenberg's playing center when he should be your right guard. Aaron Brewer is out. Eichenberg is filling in. Left guard is out, and you got a replacement there. Left tackle is your backup, not your all-world left tackle. So everything will look better also there. And regardless, even with all of that, all the quarterbacks had time to throw today. Really love the nifty little pass by Tua. I don't know if you guys have noticed it. I've said it throughout camp. He looks more mobile. And the idea, again, please don't go crazy on me. And please smash the hell out of the like button. Still haven't gotten over 200. Don't get crazy on me. He's going to be more agile so he can buy himself a quarter second, a half a second, or a second back there in the pocket. The agility, the mobility, okay, the lateral movement, it's not for him to go and run for 50, 60 yards a game. That's never going to be his game. I don't want it to be his game. Can he get a 5, a 10-yard run every other game or something to get a first down or two? Yeah, he needs to do it every once in a while when it's wide open. Take it, slide, take what they give you, bro. All good. But the idea is to be able to buy a little time and move a couple of feet here, a couple of feet there, like Marino used to do, and slide and find. Just buy yourself a little bit more time. And that's when and I like what he did when he moved and he was able to sling it around the defensive lineman. I thought that was a really, really cool thing. Let me see what we got here. Thank you all also on Instagram. Haber Robert, C.A. Ramos, Sierra Paint Protection, Arthur Kinney, Allen, Dominican. Thank you all out there and others on Instagram. I appreciate you all out there as always. No doubt. Thank you for the love on the super chat. Appreciate that. Oh, got my gear. Aqua shirt was worth the wait. Thanks for the extra shirt. Storm Duck was impressive. Chop hit that gap so fast. Yeah, Chop, Kamara. I mean, Chop, Kamara. Now, our boy Patrick Paul did give up the sack. Okay, he's the one that kind of gave up that bad play. So, but overall, he's done a pretty good job. The rookie class looks really, really good. Jalen Wright looked good last week. So the rookie class is looking really, really good, man. Chris Brooks, I hope he's all right. He had the 59-yard run. Tough kid, man. What's it called? Jaquan Burton, love what he did. Love what Storm Duck did. Brandon Pilley picked up a sack. That was cool to see. White to Ezukama, the deep ball, 40 yards. That was an excellent throw and catch. Let's see what else. Patrick Paul got beat on the Mike White fumble. That's the one where he got beat. What else did we get? Azukama got taken to the locker room with the left arm. Cam Smith with the right leg. Looked like hamstring because he was grabbing the back. Azukama, good game today, 3 for 56. Like I told you, he pretty much got Barrios cut today, probably. Craycraft also, by the way, got dinged up too. David Long also stayed in the game after, but the left wrist got a little banged up. Elijah Campbell, I love how he played today. I know he picked up the penalty, but I love his aggressive nature. So I was really good. I was really happy with that. Chop getting in on the running back. Soron Neal breaking up the pass. That was really, really good. Jonnu Smith on the misdirection. That was actually really cool. Two on the play fake to Julian Hill. It was that was the one that I told you it was a nifty throw, and the pressure from the pass rusher. Just a really good game overall. Sanders missed a field goal that he shouldn't have missed. Obviously, got to be honest there. You got to hit that field goal. What else did I like? By the way, it was a field goal fest on the Washington side. The late great what's called Tony Sperano, rest in peace, good man. But he really would have enjoyed that performance. I got to tell you, because they were settling for field goals left and right. That was pretty funny. I got to say, that was pretty funny. XRP all day. There we go. We got an XRP guy in Fern Fins. If the key will be banks all over the world, and they got. I don't want to get too much into this, but the fact that they shot down that bill, it would have allowed banks to have crypto. That would have opened the door for XRP holders for an early explosion before they start cutting rates. So, hang in there, man. I'm not an XRP guy personally, but I can't say that it's a bad company. It's got all the potential in the world. So let's hope for your sake and everybody else that's investing that XRP blows up. Let's see. Love the way Brooks runs. So do I, Brett. I'm a fan of Brooks. Jonnu looked quick. How about that shovel pass to him? I'm telling you, Lewis, we've been talking about it, that he's in the run game. They're throwing screens to him. They're throwing deep balls. They're throwing crossers. Jonnu Smith will be featured. Fantasy players draft Jonnu Smith. He's going to be one of the top 5 tight ends easily in the NFL this year. Are you listening to me? Top 5 tight end, Jonnu Smith. I guarantee you that. Top 5 tight end. Okay. What else do we have? 100% Big O. Barrios and Craycraft are the same players. Can't keep. Actually, no. Craycraft is a better special teamer than he is, and he's also a better blocker than Barrios is. Barrios is a tough kid, but Craycraft is a better football player overall. And I think Malik Washington will prove to be a better football player overall. So it's just there's too much of a carbon copy. So unfortunately, Barrios, I don't think makes the team. Big O, I thought Chop looked a little manhandle. Yeah. He had moments and he had bad moments. Yes. We talked about it on the show that I think Mohamed Kamara. Sean did the piece there on it. Mohamed Kamara is probably a little bit more of a complete football player than Chop is at this point in time. Chop has the extra gifts that Mohamed doesn't have, so his potential has more upside. But is he green? Hell yeah, dude. He's going to make a bunch of mistakes. Yeah. He's going to do things because he has special abilities. But is he a complete football player, an experienced football player that understands everything that's going on? No, he doesn't. But he has the work ethic. So I would gamble that you're only going to see this kind of trajectory with him. Okay, it's just going to be on a consistent, high, and he'll get better and better and better. But he's going to have his ups and downs because he's a youngin'. Hey, one of my earliest memories was having a Bob Greasy poster in my Margate Elementary School library. He had those glasses on. I actually thought he looked like my dad, R.I.P. Dave Landis. I used to call him Peabody when he had the glasses on. That was my nickname for him back in the day when I was a kid. Radio host says, I hit the like button. I always hit the like button. I will continue to hit the like button when this show, because there is no other show like it. Thank you, radio host. That's very nice of you, sir. Man of 1,005 host says, Fiedler, Feely, Culpepper, Cleo is a lemon, Sage, Trent Green, Harrington, Pat, 1 week White, Pennington, Henny, Tannekill, Moore, Jay deserves to be Cutler, Fitzpatrick. There you go. That's a lot. That's a lot of pain there. Thank you, Stephen, for the kind words. Josh Hart, Big O, Tua was looking good today, even if it was a short period of time. Yeah, because after that drive, did we need to see more? Nah, we're good. We're good, dude. We're good. I don't mind. I'm all right. I saw enough. He looks fine, It's good play for the offensive line, and it's good for Tua because some of you guys that are haters and all that shit, he went out there without Tyreek, without Waddle, without OBJ. So the top three weapons, you could say, right? And so Craycraft was your best weapon, and Jonnu Smith, I would say, Jonnu Smith. But Jonnu Smith even played with the backup quarterback. He stayed in the game a little bit. So, John, it was good for him to have that drive and then hit that bomb, not bomb, a 30-yarder to Craycraft in the corner. So that was actually really, really cool. So what else? Big O, do you remember Charles Clay? Yes. Yeah, my problem with Charles Clay was, Devin, that he played small. He was fast and all that stuff, but he never played up top. He didn't have much of that. Jonnu has a better game up top. Clay played small. He had to get separation from you and that kind of stuff. I always tell the story. I knew his agent very, very well. But, honesty doesn't really help you a lot of times in this business. And I'm sometimes too honest to a fault about all of this. And he goes, we were at a party to, like, I don't know, man. It was late at night, 3, 4 in the morning or something, in the combine one night. And we had some coaches there, some assistant coaches, some scouts, some agents. And maybe I was one of 2 or 3 reporters. There weren't a lot of reporters in there. It was more NFL people, like, and a couple of agents. And so the agent was like, what do you think of my guy, Charles Clay? And I go, good athlete, dude, but he plays small. And he got pissed at me. Oh, man. Yeah, Harold was not happy with me with that. But, I was being honest. And that was my only knock on Charles Clay, that he didn't play big. And I need my tight end to play big. And he just didn't have that in him, unfortunately. Wasn't his game. Frankie says this was a weird game. The fire alarm went off. The computer system was down during halftime. People wanted their beer. Okay. Well, hey, at least you didn't get the stinking bell at the beginning of the game. What the hell was that? It was like ding, 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 ding. Like what's going? Would somebody answer the front desk? Was it the end of the round and they kept fighting? I'm sorry, I must have missed it. Were we following? Did we mic up some kid from the 60s with the little ding, 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 a bell on his bike there or something? What the hell was that at the beginning of the game? Holy shit, that was annoying. How many of you guys got that ding, 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 ding? I swear to God, I started looking around my house in my living room going, what the hell is that? Is that a phone or something? It's coming from the damn TV. Like, what the hell was that, bro? What a cheesy ass mistake that was. Oh, man. Anyway, was that a Sherman and a Mr. Peabody reference on Greasy with the glasses? Yes. Yeah, dude, that's what I call it. You got to be old to know the Peabody reference and all that kind of stuff. So, Brett, you have exposed yourself. You're not young like me. You're old like me. Let's see. Did you notice the Dolphins kicking low kicks during the kickoffs? That way the football would run into the end zone. Why not hold off that strategy for? Yeah, I mean, don't put yourself at risk. Watch everybody else make the mistakes. Learn from everybody else's mistakes. If you can try to avoid mistakes. By the way, we don't have the best special teams coach. Sorry, got to be honest. Like I said, I'm honest. Sometimes, it'll piss you off, but I can't say that I am like super confident in our special teams coach. So, Frankie, when you make a great point, you make a great point, my friend. Okay. Big O, is it just me, but I'm taking Tyndall over Duke? No, Duke Riley makes it over Tyndall. Tyndall doesn't make this team, bro. They'll try to sneak him onto the practice squad or somebody's going to take him. But he's done enough to at least open some eyes, but not enough to, that somebody will give him a chance because he's a third rounder or some shit like that. But I think he has no shot at making the 53. I think Duke Riley, just maturity, intelligence, leadership, very good special teamer. I know he's not a great linebacker. I'm not going to argue that with you. But Tyndall hasn't done anything at any level elite yet. So it's hard to trust that. But we'll see. Maybe you're right. Maybe I don't see it, Dalen. And you're right, my man. But I don't think so right now. I don't think he makes it. I think he's done enough to maybe somebody to give him a chance. I thought that was just on my pirated stream, says Gonzo. That's funny. That's a good one. Oscar says that was a fire alarm. I don't know what the hell it was, bro, but it was annoying as hell. Okay? Don't have any fires during my Dolphin games. Okay? It's my Dolphin time. Don't with it. Big O, let's start getting used to doing this whole season. Let's give the Dolphin victory cigar. Oh, ho, ho. We don't have Sean Stanley here. So I'm running the show and everything else. Let's do it. Victory cigar. It is. You called it. Luis Notare. I had some Wi-Fi issues at the beginning of the game watching on NFL Plus because I'm in Jersey. I was impressed for the most part from what I saw tonight. Lewis, it was a great night for us as Dolphin fans. Just for the injuries, that's the only thing. The Cam Smith thing was a downer. The Chris Brooks was a downer because both were playing well. It's like, come on, dude, give us a break here, But, hey, listen, Injuries happen, and they happen all over the place. Big O, I got no problem admitting I'm an old fart. In fact, I'm damn proud of it. I'm with you, Brett. We've both been through hell and back, and we're still here. Should Tyndall move to the edge? I don't know, but Tyndall will be moving. That is the key word. Okay? That is the word right there for Channing Tyndall. Moving. He'll be moving. He'll be getting an apartment somewhere else. In some 31 other cities in the NFL, he will be moving. He won't be moving a position here. He won't be moving to a roster spot here. I doubt he gets to even the practice squad. He'll be moving the hell out of here. Okay? That's what I think. Let me see. Maybe shit changes the next week, injuries or whatever. I don't know. Maybe he has the week of his life or something. I don't know. And they're like, well, we can't let him go now. That kind of stuff. Big O, if I'm Greer, I'm searching the waiver wire after a 53-man roster cut for a backup quarterback and interior offensive line. I mean, you can try. I just don't know at that third quarterback spot right now, Devin. You have your backup, dude. You're not really going to get anything else. So, there's just don't hold out a lot of hope for that. An interior lineman, anything can slip through the cracks that might be serviceable and help you. That's a possibility. You know what I'm saying? I see that, but the quarterback, it's so difficult, Devin. It's so difficult, my brother. Don't hold your breath. Don't be like so hopeful. By the way, we're at 160. There's 253 watching. Man, you guys could get us to 250 if you wanted. But, come on. I'm only asking to 200 right now. Come on. So let's get us to 200 at least. I don't understand why these haters can't see number one in a stud of a quarterback. That man can play. Dude, we have this thing now in the world that people aren't willing to admit when they're wrong. And they'll stay on and stand on that spot and die on that flag right there. And even though they're wrong or whatever, it's like more embarrassing to admit you're wrong or something. And it happens in all things in life. And this is no different, bro. No different. And that's all it is. It's just a matter, and like I've said many, many times over, it's because he's not 6'5", and it's because he doesn't run like the wind, and it's because he doesn't throw it out of the stadium. And so he's got to do what Drew Brees did. He's got to do what Peyton Manning did, what Tom Brady did, what Bob Greasy did, just the Joe Montana. These are guys that they weren't real athletes. You had to block for them. And then with their intelligence and accuracy, they killed you and they beat you. All those guys. Joe Montana wasn't throwing it out of the stadium. He wasn't going to run for 30 yards and shed tackles or outrun people. He was going to live in the pocket, and you needed a block for him, and he was going to beat you. And Tom Brady wasn't going to run either, and he's not going to throw it out of the stadium. But if you block for him, he's going to beat you. And Drew Brees is the same thing. He's not going to wow you with athleticism and all that. And those guys are in the history of time. And this is one of those kind of guys. He's not going to wow you, but he wows you other ways. But you've got to do your part. And when you beat Tom Brady, what happened? You got to his ass. When the Giants, when Eli Manning owns Tom Brady, it's not because Eli Manning is better than Tom Brady. It's because the five guys that were rushing Tom Brady owned Tom Brady that night. So you want to beat Tom Brady? You want to beat Peyton Manning? You want to beat Drew Brees? You want to beat Bob Greasy? You got to get in their face. You want to beat Dan Marino? Marino wasn't going to, well, he could wow you with the arm, but he wasn't going to wow you with athleticism. He wasn't going to run for a bunch of yards. He wasn't going to run for any yards. He wasn't going to break any tackles or any of that. But if you block for Marino, you're dead. You're dead. You're dead. So this guy's the same thing. Block for the freaking guy. Not 2 seconds. Give him 2.8 and you're done. Give him the league average, 2.8, and you're done. It's over. He's going to beat you every time. Give him a running game like Montana had, like Brady has, like Peyton Manning had sometimes, not all the time. But, you do that. Give it to, like Bob Greasy had. Give him a tight end like Troy Aikman had, like Tom Brady had, like Drew Brees had. Oh, they got it for him now. Do the things that you're supposed to do, and he will be just fine. That's all. He's not going to be Jalen Hurts. If that's what you want, then go, man, go get disappointed somewhere else. Okay, that's not who he is. And that's the problem with the definition of Tua Tagovailoa and the lack of understanding for a lot of fans out there. And by the way, how many championships do all those athletic quarterbacks have? And how many do all those statues that you block for have? All the statues I talked about. But we could talk about Michael Vick, and we could talk about Lamar Jackson, and we could talk about Herbert, and we could talk about Josh Allen, and we could talk about Lamar Jackson, and we could talk about, just running quarterbacks. And where are all the championships? I'm sorry, I must have missed that. So it's such an interesting thing. Tua's not Justin Herbert. So what? Oh, he's not Lamar Jackson. So what? He's not Josh Allen. So what? Neither was Drew Brees. Neither was Bob Greasy. Neither was Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning was not going to get you out of any problems athletically. He wasn't going to run out of anywhere. He wasn't going to break any fucking tackles. But you better block for him. And if you block for him, he did everything else. It's super easy, bro. But people just want to make it hard, and they want sensationalism, and they want to be hard-headed, and they're going to die on that vine, bro. And they're going to die on it. And they're all going to be wrong. If you block for that young man, you will win. That's all. Just block for him. That's all I'm asking. When the running game's working, Mike, stay with it. That's what they did with Bob Greasy. They stayed with it. That's what they did with Joe Montana. Roger Craig was used, and the tight end was used, and Jay Novacek and Emmitt Smith, and so it's like, it's I watch football, dude. The New Orleans Saints ran the football for Drew Brees, and they always had a tight end for him. I'm old, man. Brett Dodger and myself, we're old. I've watched a half a century of football, dude. I know exactly what it takes to win. And you could easily win a Super Bowl with Tua. You could win many Super Bowls with Tua. Block for the effing guy. Block for the effing guy, dude. Please. And everything will work out. In Alabama, it was, the talent. The talent in front blocks for him, and he killed you. Give him an offensive line. And everything will be fine. Every damn thing will be fine. By the way, the two Pauls for Washington and for Miami switched jerseys today. That's actually pretty cool. Let's see what else. Mike McDaniel on the professionalism of the rookie class. None of them are treating this as a redshirt year. They're trying to contribute right away. Let's see. Chris Paul and Patrick Paul. It's pretty cool. What else do we have here? See if we got anything. Jalen Wright missed tonight's game with a minor injury. No reason to push him through it. He suffered it in Thursday's practice. Okay, so that's why he didn't play. Let's see. Mike White says he doesn't obsess over the depth chart order because he could drive himself crazy. The one thing is certain is that Tua is one. That was established when he signed for a lot of money. I thought at least the amount of nerves he had on the football field, I thought he did a good job on his 11 reps. Uh-huh. All right. I was happy with that first group, that first drive. They were able to go out there in a couple scenarios, had 2 4th downs and operated together on that first. Yeah. And he's right. He should be, because it was a heck of a performance overall by the first team offense. Let's see what else. We have had winning seasons with our current team. Let it breathe. Yeah, we'll see. We shall see. What can I tell you? What do we have here? All right. Remember, folks, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo, as always. And let me see here if there's any. No, I'm not seeing any news so far, at least anything. I'm just, like I told you before, I don't think we're going to get anything on the injuries, ladies and gentlemen. I just don't think that they're going to tell us anything, because they don't have to, and it's really right after the game. So, and the Stephen Ross comments, what do you want the man to say? I know people are going to go crazy now, and they're going to run crazy with, oh, well, if things, I'm paraphrasing, but if everything goes well and we're healthy, we could be a Super Bowl caliber team, which I believe they can be too. I think definitely it's a possibility for this team to be Super Bowl caliber. No doubt they can be Super Bowl caliber. Now they need, of course, a little luck. They've got to stay away from the injuries, like I've been talking about the last 2 years. They cannot be as injury riddled as they've been the last 2 years, because that just won't hold up. I'm not seeing anything on injury wise, just in case, because I know some of you are asking me that. Again, thank you all out there on Instagram. Blazing Speed says, I remember when he broke Palomalu's tackle in 2013, we almost lost a kickoff return to Antonio Brown. Blazing Speed. Charles Clay broke that right through the Palomalu tackle. I remember that vividly. What's cachucha? I don't know what that means, bro. I don't know what that Latin slang means. Bro, tremenda cachucha, Orlando. I don't know what that means. Does that mean the hat or something? I have no idea. You're going to have to translate that one for me, my brother. Everyone wants the next Pat Mahomes. How quickly they forget Brady, Breeze, and Peyton Mannings of the world. Yeah, man. I mean, again, that's just kind of the way it is, man. You're talking about Jonnu Smith. The first catch, did you see once he caught the ball, how fat this guy is? Wow, he can fly. You mean fast? Yes. You forgot the S. When you say how fat this guy is, you got to be talking about me, not Jonnu Smith in that one, okay? All right, folks, we're out of here. We appreciate it on a Saturday night. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for keeping it locked here and supporting us. We'll be back on Monday afternoon after practice. We'll be at Monday and Tuesday's practice. That'll be my last practice because I'm not going up to Tampa for Wednesday's scrimmage. Wednesday, we're back to our 10 a.m. slot. Monday and Tuesday, we expect to be on right around 2:30, I would imagine. Thank you all out there. Those of you that sent in a super chat, thank you very much as always. Please visit our amazing sponsors, our merchandise shop, which the link is here on our YouTube page and our Instagram page too, Big O Radio Show. And of course, you can always make a donation, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show, and a Bitcoin and Ethereum donation. And thanks to folks like Ray. As always, thank you for making that Ethereum donation. That is just absolutely awesome, dude. Thank you very much. We'll see you on Monday. Same time, same place, same bat channel.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.